this says, given the whole COVID-19 situation, were there any additional costs incurred by the company to move to a remote working? And how is Fiducian dealing with the current COVID-19 situation?
Good question. You see, we are regulated by APRA, which is the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority, which also regulates banks and others. And they are very, very strict in what needs to be done in terms of governance and management. We have to have our regular simulations of business continuity and risk management. And we were having our normal simulation of business continuity, and one of the questions given to us by an outsider was a pandemic situation. And this is before we went into lockdown. And they said, look, here's a pandemic, how are you going to handle it? So our crisis management team, because we have a regular business continuity policy, went back, and during the simulation, we came up with some answers which were very well received by this external examiner or company that does all this stuff. And one of the things they said is that you guys are already ready with your first line and second line of management to take on a pandemic. Have you not considered that some of the people in your third line of staff who actually do the day-to-day and who do some of this stuff can also be immediately looked after or can immediately continue in the business if a pandemic was to hit? So within a week, we bought another 90 Surface Pros to distribute to all our staff so that they could immediately be linked on to our systems, our mainframe systems. And we also have a backup in an external area. And then the pandemic and the lockdown hit. So our IT people were pretty good that they could actually drive out or personally leave these Surface Pros with people who were staying at home. And frankly, we had absolutely seamless switchover. And as you can see that we've been working in the lockdown period and the pandemic for the last almost 16, 17 months. And most of us, in fact, almost everyone, Sydney and Melbourne, have been working from home. All our admin people work from home. And we have our mainframes which connect. Our assets have continued to grow. Our clients have continued to grow. The people in country towns, they're much luckier. They don't have this kind of lockdown until now in some places. So the business has continued to grow. And the thing I worry about now is what happens when the lockdown is removed? Will people still prefer to work some days at home, or do they all want to come to the office? And I think it will become a hybrid situation where people may work some days from home and some days connect in the office, or teams will rotate and by rotation come into the office.